Prince John was born in Oxford, England, on December 24, 1167. He was the fourth son of 7 surviving children of King Henry II and Eleanor of Aquitaine. So far from ever attaining the throne, Prince John had been nicknamed by his father, Lackland. Having made his son Henry king, he nevertheless retained all of his authority over his lands, and continued to rule. There were many battles within the family during this period, but John stayed by his father's side, gaining him the position of his father's favorite. His father even settled lands on John that were rightfully Henry's. Henry, the young king, died in 1183. His other brother Geoffrey died during a tournament in 1186, though he left an heir, Arthur. Traditionally, at the time, offspring of the nobility would have been left to wet nurses and tutors to be raised, and such was the case for the young Prince John. At this time the only reasonable future for Prince John was an ecclesiastical one. Prince John was proclaimed king in 1199, after his brother, Richard the Lionheart, died in France from a crossbow wound. But he had sufficient time, before his death, to put his affairs in order. He proclaimed Prince John his successor, although his older brother Geoffrey had a son Arthur. Richard decided to choose John to succeed him. He reigned from the 6th of April, 1199, to the 18th of October, 1216. Between his machinations during Richard's reign, the suspicious death of his nephew Arthur, allegedly by his own hand, the constant demands from Pope Innocent for more money, and his barons in England, unhappy with the high taxes he demanded, King John was one of the most unpopular kings of all time. The barons of England had had enough, so they put together a set of laws called the Magna Carta, and the barons forced King John to sign the charter at Runnymede. This charter effectively tied his hands, preventing him using soldiers to frighten his subjects into doing as he wished. King John had no intention of upholding the charter, and began a concerted campaign to take back his kingdom from the barons. King John was trying to stop an invasion by Alexander II of Scotland in the north, but missed intercepting him. King John, travelling south again, contracted dysentery. The ailment King John was suffering from grew increasingly worse, and by the time he arrived at Newcastle, he was able to travel no further. King John died in the early hours of October 18, 1216.